Hello and welcome to Behind the Screen. I am Jam. This is a show where we hang out, we talk about board games, card games, role-playing games, things of beauty, things that inspire us to be better game masters, better players, better gamers, better humans. And, oh man, I can't see them up there. I'll put my... So, I lost a bet. So, we're talking about Arkenforge today, and I was hoping that DM James would be in the chat, but first of all, good morning to Grom and Mark, and to Daenerys Tavern, and Padre. Good to see all of you. So, it's no surprise I run a ton of games, and a lot of those games happen online, and I love using the Forge. Maybe I'll do a little Forge video for us at some point. I run Foundry. I love Foundry. I end up doing Foundry for most of my online games, unless I'm specifically running first or second or fifth edition Dungeons and Dragons, in which case I do all of that stuff on Fantasy Grounds. But that is neither here nor there. Hello to everyone else joining the chat. Good to see you. So, I run it on the Forge, which allows, better hosting so that people aren't trying to like tunnel into my computer and all of this stuff. We'll talk about that. We'll do a little Foundry Forge expose at some point. But I was lucky enough at GameholeCon to be talking with DM James, and who works for Arkenforge. We're going to have him on the channel in June to talk more about Arkenforge. And we were just talking about how I use VTTs for my online games. And he was mentioning that Arkenforge has a new feature where, and I'm going to try and build a little case for my TV so I can set it down on the game table here in front of me and run Arkenforge as a in-person VTT. You can get a little IR reader so that you can actually place minis on the television, and the IR reader tells Arkenforge, hey, this mini is assigned to Mark, so whenever it picks up and moves, I'm going to track his movement, I'm going to track, where his token is, all of that. I was like, well, that's really cool. He's like, what do you use for mapping? And I said, for the most part, I use kind of three different tools. There's like Dungeon Draw in Foundry. If you're using Foundry and you want just a module that's great to just slap down some walls, some rooms, some corridors, Dungeon Draw is the way to go. When I have more time to prepare, I like using Dungeon Alchemist, and there's another one that I use that I'll post on the Discord channel. I like Dungeon Alchemist a lot because it's AI driven, which sounds really weird to say, but essentially you pick the style of room and you draw it out, and it auto-populates the room with a certain density of objects. And you can then, pick and move and manipulate the objects, change the walls, add doors, windows, the whole nine yards. But it allows you to kind of start with something in the room. So I'll be honest, I wasn't really looking for a new VTT solution or a new mapping software solution. Between Wonderdraft for my overland maps, Dungeon Alchemist for my battle maps, and that other one that I use that I just can't remember the name of. I can see the icon in my head. I'll add it in there. And I really wasn't, looking for one. And he's like, well, hey, if you'll do a review of it, we'll sponsor the review and get you a review copy of Arkenforge. So full disclosure, got a review copy of Arkenforge. And I sat down to work on it and bounced off of it. And it was like, James, I really could use just a high-level overview. There are great tutorials for Arkenforge on the Arkenforge YouTube channel, which I've linked to in the show notes. Go check them out if you're at all interested. And that's all it took to get my imagination sparked. I started just running and building maps for Arkenforge. I've got a map for the Arms of Nargash Tor that I'm putting together, a little overland map for the city so that the players can see where all the buildings are and kind of what's going on there. I have a dungeon map that I've used for built-in Arkenforge. I have yet to use it as a VTT, but when James says my schedule aligns, he's going to show me how to do that. Padre, I do recommend Foundry. Let me ask you a question. Would you be at all interested in me doing kind of a quick Foundry overview for Savage Worlds so that you could see kind of what the functionality of that is? If you would like to see that, let me know. Grom, the thing I like about Foundry is even without Forge, as long as you've got a good internet connection, people can. My ISP provider, my internet service provider, required me to use basically a web tunneling to get around. So that's why I end up I'm hosting Foundry on the Forge, and my players have been wonderful about every year. They just said, all of them have said, hey, come to us, let us know what it costs for Forge for the year, and we're just going to split up the Forge costs between us. The thing I liked about Foundry is the base Foundry software is only $50. It's a one and done payment. I did do those. They were called First Bites. So if you're all interested in how to set up Forge or Foundry for Savage Worlds, you can go over to the Peg channel, and I did do some videos. Thank you, John Doom. Yeah, all right. Tink, let's put that in for like episode 251. We'll talk about, we'll do a little Foundry overview. Speaking of, a little digression in the middle. It's par for the course. On Tuesday, we're going to do the campaign, the State of the Iconic campaigns. So if you are a member of the Iconic Patronage and would like to go to the BTS channel on the Discord, tell me how your campaign is going, and I will share all of that online. I'd love John to share some stories from his Necessary Evil game, Padre from your game, like any other campaigns. I would love to share that online, and I'll chat about mine as well. Hey, Nice at the Smith dinner table. Speak the devil's name 3 times, he shall appear. So I wanted to build a map to kind of show off what Arkenforge can do. And one of the great things about Arkenforge, much like some of the other mapping softwares, is you can build it in Arkenforge and then export it to your VTT of choice. And if you export it correctly, all of the walls and line of sight, and lighting and special effects, they all come through. But I've gotten pretty good, if I do say so myself, not drawing phallic shapes in Dungeon Alchemist. And so I wanted to challenge myself if I was really going to put together a map to show off to you guys. I wanted to time myself. I wanted to do something I'm completely unfamiliar with. Yes, no one is as good at building virtual maps as Knights of the Smith dinner table. If I ever go back to streaming, I will find a spot in my budget to go to James and be like, here are the maps I need for the week. Please make them awesome. And so I wanted to do something unique and see how long it took me. And now one of the things about Dungeon Alchemist that I, again, can't speak highly enough about Dungeon Alchemist, but it's definitely Dungeon Alchemist. You can make a variety of fantasy things. Arkenforge provides you with the tools to make Western maps, sci-fi maps, post-apocalyptic maps, fantasy maps, and cyberpunk maps. And so I wanted something that I didn't have to be super creative on. I wanted something that was not fantasy, and I wanted to time myself to see how quickly I could put a map together in Arkenforge. So, no one is as good as JM is accidentally making a warship a giant. Yeah, thanks, Tink. So, I decided to do a modern map. As you guys may know, I thoroughly enjoy... Oops, got a little bit of glare, forgot to turn that one off. I thoroughly enjoy the Ascendant role-playing game by Autark. This is High Summer. It's the first of the Capital City case files, and they have in here a warehouse map. So I was like, I want to do this warehouse map and see what I could put together in Arkenforge. And so I had to be able to export it out to Foundry so that I could show it off here. And so this is This is my Foundry setup. This is the same map that I just showed off, but in just a cropped picture out of the PDF. And you can see I've lined up the grid on there, and it looks great, right? You've got some vans, you've got this warehouse, you've got catwalks going around it, you have some parking spaces on the ground, you've got a forklift moving some crates, loading them into vans, lots of doors and windows around it, and then the office area that includes just a ton of like bedrolls and mattresses. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't read the module in a while, but it does feel like a Shadowrun ambush site. And so I wanted to see what assets I could use to see how close I could recreate this map in Arkenforge. And then, because I'm ambitious, I added a couple of dust clouds, which are pretty neat. Kind of in the, if I were gonna make any changes, I'd probably expand the dust clouds into like regions on the area battle map. But then you can also animate a ton of different things. So, and again, this took me about 45 minutes to get done. I think I spent more time figuring out how to export it into Foundry than I did in actual Arkenforge. So this is my map. You can see the lights are swinging over the warehouse from the winds outside. When you go into player view, you can definitely see the fog of war shifting as the light's moving. It has several dust clouds kind of rolling in here. Here, let me see. Dust clouds kind of rolling here and here. I was able to recreate the parking lots. I was able to recreate all of this in Arkenforge with complete line of sight, with complete, the walls all came over, the doors are all functioning, the windows allow line of sight in and out of the building, so as people are approaching from beyond. Mark, the fact is, yes, this would allow you to do Shadowrun virtual tabletop maps. The Cyberpunk pack is outstanding. The search functionality is fantastic. I wanted to say, hey, I need catwalks. And the catwalk feature was basically just a line. And I'm like, well, I need these to be 5 foot wide. Well, any of the line tools I could just expand out. When I was like, hey, I need mattresses, it searched through all of my available art and token packs to give me like 30 different mattresses that were involved in the between the Western bedrolls and the dirty mattresses, which James, I don't know who drew your assets, but creepy kudos to the dirty mattress artist. That thing caused a visceral reaction, right about here. Yeah, so all of the Knights of the Smith dinner tables are porting over to Arkenforge. You're going to have online functionality by Gen Con. Damn it, James. That's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to both seeing how to use it as a VTT and getting my setup at the table. Savage Goose is in the house. Wonderful. Hey, how are you doing, buddy? We need to have you back on Savage Universe and talk some more. Do a channel check-in. So let me know if you've got time. Either late May or any time in June. I would love to have you back on the show. It is time to go to the mattresses, and yes, John Doom, I can do a little turn on the catwalk. So, I'm with Josh. Arkenforge actually is pretty amazing. It fills. So again, like I said, Dungeon Alchemist was great when I was just like doing sandbox gaming and I just needed a dungeon as quick as possible to throw up on the map. As I'm doing a little bit more planning, as I think I may actually even start talk about. I think this summer we're going to do a world building exercise. I'm putting together a Ascendant campaign actually, and I'm really looking forward to. I've got some great themes and some great bones to hang upon the campaign. But as I'm building these sites in my head, I want fully interactive virtual maps that have, you know, lighting and electrified fields and bodies floating in fountains. And the other nice thing about Arkenforge is, my god, it handles levels beautifully. You can actually build maps one on top of the other, above and below. So Mark, you could build an entire like 3 stories of an office building for your players to engage with. And actually, Padre, as I'm thinking about it, because of all of the different types of map packs that they have, running Torg Eternity with Arkenforge would be amazing. It would be just fantastic because you'd have all of the art assets to jump from modern day to Cyber Papacy to Tharkold, and then over to Orosh, and then back to Pan Pacifica. I am really, really excited. I don't know. I know you can build them. I don't know if they import the levels or if you would import them as different scenes. So fun story from my home Shadowrun game. This was back in the day. We were taking turns running Shadowrun GMs with my buddy Luke. It was Luke and his wife, and Mark's son and his wife, and myself, and I think 1 or 2 other people. And Calvin. I don't remember who was running. But someone described the stairs like you entered the stairwells and the stairs go up. I clearly understood what was going on. Someone at the table was like, oh my god, it's so far in the future, they have stairs that only go up. How do we get back down? And it was, the GM lost complete control, and that has been a running joke at our table. Do the stairs go down as well, or do they only go up? Oh, Padre, yeah, that's fantastic. The Day 1 Living Land adventure is spectacularly good. The only adventure I've run more often from Day 1 is the Isle one. I just love the fact that it's set, I think it's set in Trafalgar Square, and the lions come to life. I adore the Day 1 Isle adventure, but I have run the Living Land one so many times. Padre, you should know that another big fan of Torg Eternity is Knights of the Smith Dinner Table. Yep. Huge fan of Torg Eternity. All right, for other VTTs, you have to export each level as a separate map or scene. I'm interested in this online functionality, James. When it goes into beta, let me know. I would love to try it with my Palladium Fantasy game. I think that would be a lot of fun to see how well that works. Because I mean, obviously I love Foundry and the Forge, but if you guys haven't, go check out Knights of the Smith Dinner Table. They did a great. Did you get to use the Sweet map on Night Train? I can't remember. I know I saw it. James built the Night Train map as an animated map. So one of the things you can animate is you can animate any tile to kind of scroll. So if you have water, the water is continually flowing on the map. You can add all of these great animated features. I saw one of the maps he did for Shadow Dark that has bodies floating in the fountains, and so you have these fountain pools, and there are bodies kind of bobbing back and forth, and it looks so cool. Um, James, you want to go ahead and put the Arkenforge link? I will provide it in the show notes. Ooh, and yes, if there's a Knights of the Smith dinner table discount code, if you don't mind sharing, I I would love to see that. Uh, Goose, the Night Train map, gorgeous, gorgeous, and it is a damn shame. I do remember that. I just remember you being so excited about that map, and you kept sharing it with me as you were updating it, and it looked so damn good, James. And here, I'll put the link in the chat for Arkenforge. So it's just arkenforge.com. But I will put that in the chat because I am a river to my people. So there is, oh, that only went to Twitch. Let me put this in YouTube as well. Bam. Now I'll have links to Arkenforge. The coupon is very simple. The coupon is KOT SDT, Knights of the Smith dinner table, and it saves you $5 for every item you pick up, which is fantastic. Do you have the Night Train map up right now, James, that I can show it off here? If you can send it to me here quickly, I will definitely show it off right now. Oh, very nice, Goose. That's fantastic. So, let me see if I can find it, James. I know you've sent it to me before. That's your clip from the beginning. Oh, hey, that's my Crucible of Realms jumpstart. Come on, Night Train map. Toe tags. Gary Con. Alright. I'm going to give it one more spin up, and if I don't see it off the top of my head, I'll share it the next time we're on. Here, let me see if that's it. It's your promo. All right, we'll share it later. Yeah, so send it to me. I will. Yeah, when you're on the show in June, I will definitely. Definitely share that. So that's it. That's what we had for today. If you have the desire, check out Arkenforge. Like, if you like building maps for virtual tabletops, and again, it's got the functionality to export it to a monitor or a television, so you could set it all up on your TV at home if you have one in the gaming area. Check out Arkenforge. And again, the nice thing is, one, you've got a great coupon to save you on assets that you're buying, and you can buy individual assets, so you're not putting a bunch of money into it at a time, but just, you know, kind of pulling in what you need week to week. So I would say the fact that that's how I'm building all of my maps for my Ascendant campaign. Whether it's Ascendant or Heroes Unlimited remains to be seen, but I'm planning it in Ascendant right now. And yeah, the fact that I can make modern to sci-fi maps and they look that good, why wouldn't I do this? Yes, take some pictures of your setup. I would love to see it, Josh. Use Arkenforge every night. Fantastic. So next week we're going to do State of the Iconic campaigns. Please send me in your campaign updates. I would love to kind of read them off on the air and kind of talk a little bit about them. And then next Thursday is episode... Oh, wait a second. Hold on. No, I will not be on BTS next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I will be streaming at this time because I will be streaming on the world's largest dungeon channel, because world's largest dungeon Kickstarter will be going live next week on Tuesday. So Thursday we'll do state of the iconic campaigns, and then after that we definitely have our 250th episode of Behind the Screen. So I'm probably going to put together something philosophical for that, because I tend to wax poetic about beauty saving the world every 50 episodes, and it's about that time. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. If you need more JM in your life, I will be on Savage Universe tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern, talking with Lee about her swag award-winning combat cheat sheet, which, if you're playing Savage Worlds and you're not using Lee's combat cheat sheet, what are you even doing? Go out there and get it. It's on Drive-Thru RPG. We'll have links tonight. Looking forward to seeing all of that. So until next time, I'm JM. This has been Behind the Screen, and I will see you all next Thursday. Till then, have a good one.